Hello everyone hearing this from YouTube. I know it's kind of weird that I'm talking to you and there's no accompanying footage or anything going on in the video, but I wanted to make this audio video or whatever you would want to call it because I found something interesting on my Twitter account. As some of you may or may not know, I have a Twitter account at D5385, and I use my Twitter account to keep in touch with friends or people from other countries, or various gaming personnel, or even voice actors, like you saw in one of my previous vids where I got a hold of a voice actor to give the Tecmo Koei brand their own personal shout out. But I also follow various wrestling personalities, as I am a fan of pro wrestling, and one such wrestling personality is Paul Heyman, as the creative mind of ECW. So, on his Twitter, he dared all of his followers to recite a joke that he himself was also dared to recite by the comedian who told it at a comedy club that he was at. So Paul Heyman decided to share and decided to dare all of his followers. So I decided to take it upon myself to give this a shot on my YouTube channel and then send it to him as a video response. So Paul Heyman, this is for you. So there's these three rabbits, Foot, Foot, and Foot. And Foot goes to Foot after eating carrot, and Foot says to Foot says Foot to Foot about the problem that Foot has that he's telling Foot about. Foot says Foot to Foot, I got a hold of a bad carrot, I think I'm gonna die, Foot. Well, Foot says to Foot, you're not gonna die from a bad carrot. Foot says Foot to Foot about Foot's problem, and Foot says to Foot, yes, Foot, I'm gonna die. So Foot, you, Foot, need to tell me, Foot, what I'm gonna do about this, because Foot got a hold of a bad carrot, I know that I'm gonna die. Well, Foot says to Foot, you're not going to die from a bad carrot. Foot says Foot to Foot about Foot's problem, and Foot says to Foot, yes, I'm going to die, Foot, so don't you tell me, Foot, about what you, Foot, think I'm going to die from or not, because I'm going to die because I got a hold of a bad carrot. So, Foot says to Foot, let's go to Foot, because Foot knows everything, and Foot says to Foot, we can go to Foot. Wow, Foot says Foot to Foot about going to Foot. So Foot and Foot go to Foot because Foot knows everything since he's the head of all the rabbits. So now Foot says, Foot, what is the problem? And Foot says, my God, it's Foot. Foot, you told me you can hang with Foot, and I didn't believe you would take me to Foot, but Foot took me to Foot. So Foot says to Foot, it's such an honor to meet you, and Foot says, shut up and tell me the problem. So of course, Foot says to Foot, here's the problem, Foot says Foot to Foot about Foot's problem. Foot got a hold of a bad carrot and I think I'm gonna die, so Foot went to Foot, and Foot told me that he would take me to you, Foot. And Foot says, you got a hold of a bad carrot, so why do you think you're gonna die? And Foot says, Foot, I'm gonna die from a bad carrot, because that's what rabbits do. You eat a bad carrot and you're gonna die. And Foot says, no, you're not gonna die, why would you die? So Foot takes Foot by the arm and takes Foot out of the room, and of course, Foot says to Foot, thank you very much for your advice. And Foot says, get out of here. And Foot takes Foot down the hallway, and guess what happens? Foot drops dead. So now, Foot stands over the dead Foot. He takes out a gun. He turns around, walks into the room where Foot sits on his throne, and Foot walks up to Foot after Foot has now died. And Foot walks up to Foot and shoots him right in the head. And then Foot takes the gun, turns it on himself after Foot has now been assassinated after Foot's death, and Foot shoots himself. Oh, but before I forget, there's a moral to this one. Why go on when there's one Foot already in the grave? Thank you. Have a good night, everybody. And happy hustling.